Okay, y'all. So good morning. See if we can get some decent lighting going on here. I don't know how good the video is going to come out. It's so dark, man. So still a little dark, man. I'll get back with y'all. Okay, y'all. So I'm finna pick the Zacatec up. I don't know if he's gonna want to be on camera or not. You know, he's right over here by all my Noonan properties, man. He's right in the mix of all of them, man. It'd be nice to have him help me. Well, the thing about today is, well, I haven't seen Zach in 8 months, 9 months, so I don't know what kind of, you know, how he living right now, and I don't know. It sounded like he was up ready to go this morning, so that's a good thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick Zach up, and we're gonna go to Fayetteville, man. It's a stretch for me, and it's costing me about about, I don't know, 35-40 minutes on my time, and about $20 in fuel. So, but I left early, but still, it's my time, you know. I could have left early and went on down and got started on those jobs too, and I don't know how much time I will save, but I know I don't want to do all 4 of those big ones by myself with one lawnmower. I don't mind doing them by myself, the detail and all, I can do all that, but the one lawnmower on what? On 8, 9, 10, about 11 acres total when you add all 4 of the properties together. So 10 or 11 acres. I don't want to cut that by myself, not with one lawnmower. What I may do next year, if I keep that, if this pattern is you know, doesn't change, probably not going to change. I'll probably, if I decide to keep all the bigger properties, I'll probably buy one of those pull behind mowers. You know, a Swisher. That offsets my 60. Then I could cut all the big properties pretty easily. I don't, you know, those are okay, but you know, they're not, well, they catch hell, man, trying to make money with one. I'd have to buy a pretty good one. I don't know what they cost, but I'd say 5,000 or so, something like that. I'd want a real good one though, powerful one that can cut grass as good as my X Marks. Well, maybe not quite that good, but there's a Zacatec. Okay, y'all. So Zach seems to be in a pretty good headspace. So we're gonna we're at the store now. We'll make sure he gets everything that he needs. Yeah, it's 10 after 8, man. I'm already back over here by my house, so it's a 40 minute ride. So I'm glad I got him out here. I feel, you know, all the guys, like, you know, like you're saying, all the videos, all the guys do really good when they're trying to come up, you know, and they're you know, trying to get money. They ain't had no money, or they're trying to get money, and they're trying to you know, get some money in their pocket, and they all do really good. What ends up happening all the time, and I say it all the time, is when they get all the good money and it's perpetual and it's a regular thing, that's when you start running into a whole lot of problems. That's been the case with just about every guy out here except for maybe Francisco, Toby, and Drew. All the other ones, money is a trigger for whatever, you know, whatever their vices are. And I know that because money used to be a trigger for me. So I understand, you know, what it's like to be in that same spot. But having him out here with me on these jobs where he's really familiar with everything is I know we're going to make great time. And then the conditions of the properties and all too are, you know, going to be, they're not going to be bad. Oh shit. Okay, y'all, so we're out here. Y'all see Zach, he's up there at the house doing the weed eating all around the weed eating that we normally do up around the house. I don't really need this blower over here for this particular job. I'm gonna put it back on the trailer. But yeah, the grass is a little bit wet. But Zach, he picking out up where he left off at. I mean, he remembers everything, so far so good. Like I said yesterday, a lot of times the guys, they don't remember from job to job and year to year or whatever. So. Okay guys, so me and Zach, we're cooking with gas, man, you know. Let me back this thing. I'm right up in the damn spider web. Okay y'all, so we over here, we got done with the first one on the $1 Million Street. We made really good time. Having Zach out here is refreshing today anyway. It's always good to have, I love familiarity. I know what he's gonna do, and he knows what to do. I don't have to have any conversation with him. A lot of guys are always coming at me in the comments talking about I'm micromanaging the guys and all that. No, you have to micromanage guys that don't know the properties, and especially guys that have you know, been working at another place where they got a bunch of guys and they're not very efficient. See, Zach, I'm the only one that Zach's ever worked for in the lawn and landscape business. So Zach knows the expectation, and it took a long time for him to learn it all, but he knows the expectations of the customers, of you know, of me, and he knows the process, because again, I do the same properties every year. I've been doing these two properties over here about 12 years, and 5 of those years, four or so of those seasons, Zach's been out here. And you know, Zach's a great guy, and I would love to have a guy like Zach out here. But see, I know that when in the past, and everybody usually grows up, but in the past, you know, guys start making a lot of money or decent money, and then they start having a lot of problems. You know, I talk about it all the time. And Zach's a prime example of that. Zach does really good out here, and he knows the property. That's what I feel like right now. I know what he's doing, and I'm not worried about anything. See, when I had the other guy out here, the last guy, well, he worked too hard. He's going, I mean, he's weed eating every crook and cranny. He ain't, I mean, and you don't have to. The properties don't pay that. And the reason he doing it, and then you know, you get to the second property over here, and the last guy, he's wore out because he done busted his ass, and he worked hard and he worked really good. But you got to find a balance somewhere, right? And then he'd be wanting to take a break and all that, you know. Hell, I'll do these two properties, and me and Zach do these two properties, and not even bust a sweat, right? I mean, the hardest part is weed eating in front of the house right there, that bed. But Zach did that, and you know, he's done it so much. It's just refreshing to have somebody familiar out here after going all summer having to micromanage and train guys. I don't have to micromanage Zach. I can tell Zach knows exactly what to do, because why is that? Because I don't change the process. The standard is the standard, and Zach knows the process. And what gets me with the guys that come out here, they think they know the process, but they really don't. It's impossible for them to know the process, but they're not grasping what I'm saying. And then you look up and they're doing the same thing on the next time you go to cut. Then the third time, and then the fourth time. And I'm like, dude, you're working way too hard. And at what point do you know, I can't make good money when a guy's killing himself out here. because the guy don't want to work. Then he gets tired. You got to be smart in order to milk everything and get the most money out here, you know. And Zach knows how to. Well, Zach knows these properties like the back of his hand. He knows them as good as I do. He was with me when I started doing them. Well, no, I've probably been doing them a little while before he came out here, but he's been on and off for 5 or 6 years out here. And so I done been through all of that with Zach, and Zach understands. Like I ain't had to have no conversation with Zach about anything. I said, look, just see, I got a freaking spider on me, man. But Zach knows the property, so I don't have to have a long conversation about anything. I said, when we pulled up out here, I said, look, man, do it exactly like you've always done it. Exact same thing. Automatic. He knows exactly what to do. We'd eat in front of this house, and then cut this side right here. And while I cut the back, when I cut the front, you cut the front triangle. I don't have to have no stopping. This is the longest I've stopped, and we're done over here. I'm gonna hit this little spot right here, and then right there. But this already blowed off and everything. And we've been over here a hot freaking hour and 10 minutes or so, something like that. So, yeah, y'all. So another example of having Zach out here. Y'all see how all this right here? He pushed all the leaves this way and it didn't compromise the time. See, the last guy that was out here, he didn't push the leaves. And it ain't that he didn't know how, it's just that he didn't know how to do it and be efficient at it. You gotta be doing things like I do things to be efficient at everything that you do too. And this looks freaking wonderful, man. This is the best I've seen this look all year. And Zach didn't take any more time than anybody else. And then what Zach does is he, as he's cutting it, he methodically pushes the leaves toward the wood line, you know, and then he gets them up around those trees. A lot of times we'll just pile them up around the bottom of the tree to cover up the old ugly roots and stuff. But out here, look at that, man. It looks great. I had to say one word, just cut that, dude. And see, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, you know, to be able to make the most money out here, you got to have the same guys come out here, man. If you don't, then you're in a constant state of training. And especially me, because I'm a little bit different than a lot of people, because I don't want to work 10 hours a day. And if guys will just do what I say, and Zach's the same way, if you know Zach does what I say, then he knows that he's going to reap the benefits of that. He used to not know that, but he does now at this point. I don't have to tell him anything though, see, and that's what I like. I can spend time talking to you guys and feeling better about everything, having a familiar guy out here. I'm trying to give y'all a piece, a taste, a insight into the thinking, difference of thinking when you have a guy here that you don't really know that well, that doesn't know the properties, and a guy that does. And the difference, right, in not just the work, but the mentality. The channel is about the mentality that I go through out here. And sometimes some of that's interesting and some of it's not. Doing the best I can, but we're done with this one. I mean, we're right about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. And he's already started on that one. He's already damn near weed eated that whole thing. It's all good, man. This one's done. I'm fitting to get over here on the other one. I'm gonna creep back over here before we go and spray around the air conditioner. So I'll get another $30 from this one. So yeah, which, you know, it's gonna be a back out here. You ain't forgotten none, have you?
I think I'm even better.
Did you you remember how to do that too, huh?
No.
I mean, you done that like 1,000 times probably or more.
Yeah.
We made pretty good time on this though, didn't we?
We did.
I was telling the camera, I said, having Zach out here, I ain't got to say nothing. You know? Just little shit. that last guy that was out here, dude, he'd be out here weed eating around all these trees. He'd be over there weed eating. I'm looking up. I'm like, dude, you're working too damn hard, man. You know, they don't work smart. So you don't have to work smart because you know the properties. Just by default, you know exactly what to do. You know.
If you want me to weed around the trees, you'll tell me.
Yeah, but you never have before.
No, yeah, you never did.
And I know that we don't have to. And I told both the last guys, no, don't weed eat around none of the trees because you can get close enough with the mower. And then the next time we come over here, they weed eating around the trees. I said, don't weed eat around. Next time I come over here, they weed eating around the trees. I'm like, damn.
And it's hard to
well, you look like you pushed all the leaves that way.
Yeah.
And see, they wouldn't know that, but by default, you know that.
Push
you don't have
towards the 2 trees.
Yeah.
Push the leaves towards the outside. Push the leaves towards that outside.
And you don't have to. You know, I don't have to stop and say, hey, man, you know, this or that. See. That holds us up when I had the other guys out here because they didn't know the properties, and they just thought, well, we'd eat around everything, and no.
Push the leaves where to go.
Yeah. Well, the other guy he would cut that, man, and it would take him twice as long, and he wouldn't push the leaves because he didn't know how. He didn't know how to do that in the course of mowing and without making special trips, because it's one thing to okay, we got to push the leaves to the wood line, but if you're wasting moves doing that, then it ain't worth the time,
Cutting and pushing.
Yeah, pushing, cutting it. The thing I was trying to explain to the camera is you're not having to think about nothing.
Right.
It's just like second nature, because you done been through all that.
So many times.
You done been through all that where I'm like, oh man, you done been through all that.
Yeah.
So you know exactly what to do, and that gives me comfort. It gives me comfort. It does. I'm grown. I mean, because I've been worried the whole season. I've been, and they think they come out here like they do, and they know how to run a weed eater. But there's a big difference in knowing how to run a weed eater and actually making money with one, and not killing yourself. The other guys, we get done with this one, they'd be ready to take a 20-minute break, and it ain't even. And I'm like, dude, I know. And I told the camera when he was over, I said, he's got a string of weed eater. I said, I gave him a weed eater. I didn't know how much string was in it. And he was going to check it, but I told him not to.
I did check it, but it looked like enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, by the time you edge this one, that's a lot of edging.
Yeah. This one looks good, though. We're done over here. I'm going to creep back over here and spray behind the air conditioner. Okay, y'all. So this is the Honda hydrostatic commercial. HRC 216. We're going to see how it does. It doesn't rev up very high. Okay, so y'all see the chute blocker up there? That's where the other guy left it over here. See, I mean, just dumb stuff like that. It's gonna take some getting used to with that mower. So, and the grass is so tall. So it'll take a minute for us to be able to use that mower like the 30 because it was a little bit awkward. See, he's seeing the same thing I'm seeing, so I'm going over here to cut the other one while he does the back here. But see, there's not a lot of weed eating here. Look, there's not a lot at all. So, but y'all see, the last guy, he left this. This is about a $60 part, you know, and this is the blocker that goes into the commercial 30. This kills me, man. Just leave it here. I mean, what the hell, man? Experienced guys don't do that. They don't leave stuff at jobs, you know. And that's why the grass got all in their pool last time. That right there, because he took it out while he was up there. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. We're killing it, man. We done got, I mean, we did these two big ones over here in an hour, both of them. That's like $370 something, man. Yeah, in an hour. Yeah, we're killing it out here. Okay, y'all, that's where we're at, man. Zack Attack did good. So what I ended up doing is just to kind of tell y'all how I'm thinking out here. So I told Zach if he'd come out here and help me, that I'd give him $130 to help me do the 4 properties, right? And I would come and get him. So, and it even worked out better than that. We did those 4, and then we were, you know, we got done. I mean, we got to a point pretty quick. So we did those 4. And then we were headed back, and I was like, hey man, if you'll help me do Betty right here, the one that we just left, and it's right up here by where I picked him up at. See, I'm always thinking. And I said, if you'll help me do Betty's, then spend about 10 minutes, 15 minutes weed eating, then I'll carry you home. Or carry you back up to Noonan. Because for him to ride a bike all the way from my house or from, you know, where I live at, all the way up here, it's about a 15-mile trek one way. And that's quite a stretch, you know, riding a bike, man, after you don't work. So, you know, and at the end of the day, he could have got Uber or whatever, but I offered him, you know, help me do this yard, and we'll make sure you get, you know, by the fact that we're coming and doing this yard, I got to drive up here. So why not? So I said, help me weed eat and stuff, and then you can dip. So he weed eated and blew off, and he dipped. You know, it was 20 minutes ago. Because we're so close to where I picked him up at this morning. So that worked out good, man. So Zach did good, man. You know, like I was saying earlier, you know, having a guy like that's been out here before and kind of knows everything that they need to know. And I'm doing the same property, so you know, there's not one property that we didn't do that we did today that Zach ain't done 100 times. So he fell right. But you know, I'm not hiring anybody right now. I can work with it, man. So no stress or anything today. I mean, it was relatively smooth sailing, man. And we did both those properties really fast, faster than I've done them all summer. I forgot what it's like to have a guy out here that knows what to do, and not only that, but he knows how I do things on each individual property. It's really taxing training somebody how I do stuff. Because, you know, everybody just thinks, oh, if you can weed eat and this and that, then you're gold. And if you're on a crew of 4 or 5 men, then you can get away like that. But when you come out here and work for a guy like me, where I'm, you know, paying you $30, $40 an hour, $35 an hour, $25 an hour, whatever the case may be, you got to be thinking about what you're doing and the methods that you're using. But before you can do all that, you got to know what the expectations are, see? And that's where guys start getting lost, because they think cutting Burger King's grass is the same as cutting the hospital's grass, and it's the same as cutting the homeowner's grass, and it's the same as cutting, but it's not the same. Every yard's different. And everybody don't learn as quick as others. But I knew I could have Zach in the truck with me and we would be just fine, because he knows how to do it either way. He could drive the other truck or be in the truck with me, and it's all gonna work out, the timing of everything. And he knows what I tell him is what I'm gonna do. So, Zach ended up getting roughly, I mean, actual work, he probably got about $28 an hour, $30 an hour, something like that. So, it ain't great. But I had to go get him this morning, and that's gonna affect your pay if I gotta come get you, because I'm paying you, and this would be anybody, I'm paying you for your time, right, to work for me. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit of that back if I gotta spend an hour on the road to get you to work. And normally I don't even do that. Y'all know that. I don't normally even entertain that. But $240 right now. Not only did we exceed everything, we did an extra one, and that's going to save me time tomorrow. So just like a 2-for-1 on that one. I don't really know any other way to do it, man. I'm not trying to hire nobody regular or nothing, because it's just too much freaking hassle, man. It's too much hassle for me to come up with enough work only for them not to show up or be late, and you know, all that there. So I'll let Zach work a couple of days a week until the season's done, and then, you know, and it's gonna cost me a little bit to go get him and all that. But I'm a hustler, man, and I always figure out a way to where I make money everywhere I go. So by taking him home, I made another $80 and got it out of the way for tomorrow, so I don't even have to go nowhere up around that house tomorrow. And that's a pain in the butt, man, early in the morning. So tomorrow, me and Zach can go over on 29 and do that whole quarter. But what we'll do probably, and we'll just have to see how things go, you know, we go home and check the trap. But see, Zach works smart. You know, it's a big difference in he works smart out here compared to the guys that I've had out here this summer. They work way too freaking hard, man. You don't have to work that hard. You know, not just doing lawn maintenance. I mean, it's easy work, man. Easy. But if you gotta weed eat the same spot twice, it ain't. If you have to blow the same thing twice, it ain't. If you have to go back and forth to the truck, running down string and gas, it ain't. If you can't keep a weed eater on the mower with you, it ain't sweet worth a damn. That way, you're dragging yourself. See, Zach knows all that. He's not been through it. Zach knows how to do the properties, and just, you know, I never really had problems with Zach's work. It was the off the field, you know, stuff that he'd get into. But if I'm not employing nobody regular and all that, then okay. Us getting done with what we got done today is gold, and it's exactly it's even better than I anticipated it would be, because we got that one done too, and I didn't have to pay out on that one. I had to just give my guy a ride, and you know, that's a good day, man. Excellent. Like 860, you know. I'll get it done, man. I'm resourceful, man. I might cry a lot, but I'm resourceful. When the rubber hits the road, I make shit happen. That's what I do, man. I pay good, so. But anyway, I'm gonna do a separate video talking about some other stuff, so I can upload too. Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's Sammy time.